Welcome to lesson number 2 of my mini series. I'm Jermaine Morgan. I talked to you on the last lesson. If you tuned in, we dealt with these knobs. What do these knobs do? One thing I wanted to dig in with this lesson, and I'm going to jump right into it, is talking about the right hand positioning. You ever heard the old saying, or heard some older cats rather say stuff like, oh man, that tone is in his hands, and you sit there and scratch your head like, what? You're wondering what they mean by that. Well, it's truth to that. It's a lot of truth to that, as a matter of fact. A lot of the tone in your bass comes from your hands. And I don't mean that you have some kind of EQ system built in your hand or anything like that. What it means is you learn how to make adjustments according to what you want to hear. Like, for instance, I got this thing that I do playing this. Just say if I'm playing if I was gonna play that same groove and I wanted to give a more synth-based approach to it, I would put my right hand a little closer up on my neck, closer to my 12th fret, and I would do, let's see. See, the tone is coming from my hand. Notice I didn't go to my EQ settings and adjust anything. All I did was adjust it where my right hand would normally land. And when I first played the groove, I was here over the front pickup, and then the second time, I went here a little past the 12th fret to get that more meaty, synthy tone. And I used my left hand a little bit as far as the slides and everything, but most of the sound that I was creating was coming from the positioning of my right hand. And it's the same thing if you're doing a walking bass type situation. So that gives you an idea. It's the same scenario. That same thing I did, I went up here closer to the 12th fret to give me the more meaty, acoustic sounding bass. That's kind of the sound they're manipulating anyway. They're just adding a little more grunge on top of it with the synth instruments. And so I'm able to get that tone just by moving my hands and adjusting my hands without doing too much down here to my EQ settings. Because once I got my EQ in a pretty good place and I've EQ'd everything counter where I want it, I don't want to, on a live situation, I don't want to start messing with my EQ too much. I really want to leave it where it is. Same thing if I wanted to do like a slap bass thing. I haven't adjusted anything here, and if I want to just go slap real quick in the groove, so you can go in between either one. All I did was just change the attack of what I'm doing with my right hand, and I'm getting all these different tones. So far I've demonstrated around about 3 different tone differences with the bass, with the synth thing to the walking bass into there. So I'm getting all of that just by adjusting what I'm doing here with my right hand. And same thing if I want to do a little more. I'm getting that out of my bass. All I did there is I went more towards my back pickup. A little more staccato back here. And if I want to, open that up a little more, then I might pan back to, just because I'm on that back pickup and I'm back there. I might pan back a little bit. No, for the most part, I'm sitting flat on my pickups. I keep everything for the most part in the middle. For me, for my tone, I keep everything pretty much in the middle and adjust accordingly, like I stated in the last video. But you know, I want to make this disclaimer. I'm not trying to teach you how to have my tone, nor am I saying everything that I do is rule of thumb and you have to do that or you're not doing it right. I'm not saying that by any means. I want you to just be aware of what you're playing on, what you have in front of you. There are tons of tones that you can get out of any bass that you pick up. You just got to explore it and learn what's in your hands, you know, learn how to move your hands around. Another point I want to bring is using dynamics. Using dynamics when you play. You know, not playing everything. You can have your volume, you know, full out, but still be able to adjust your volume without touching your volume. Say this is me playing a normal level. So I'm going to do that same groove, but I'm going to do it at a lot lower volume, but I'm not going to touch my volume just by using my right hand. And I'm adjusting my volume as I play because the music, most of the time in live situations, the music is going to fluctuate. And if you're playing with the band, you know, your drummer is going to play with a good band or a good drummer, a good keyboard player. They're going to play with dynamics. They're not going to just play loud all of the time. So you have to be able to adjust your volume accordingly with your hands. I mean, don't depend so much on your volume now, because if you're in a recording situation, that can annoy engineers as well if you're constantly playing with your knobs and you're constantly readjusting your tone. So just try to make sure you find a way to get as much tone as you can by using right hand positioning, you know, moving around, and also using the different attacks with your right hand, from light touch all the way up to really playing really aggressive. Real aggressive, you know. But again, nothing was touched on the EQ setting. I don't want to beat a dead horse with that. I'm just letting you guys know. Move around your bass. Move around a little bit. Don't be stuck in one spot. You know, I know you've gotten comfortable with what you've learned to do, but start moving around. Start exploring other options. And a lot of times it ain't all about you just jumping out and buying some new gear. Sometimes if you learn how to experiment with these sounds that you have on just a naked bass, once you put some other stuff with it like pedals and stuff, that's just going to add that much more color to what you're doing just by what you've already explored here. So I hope this stuff has helped you. This was a short lesson, and try to be as much to the point as possible, because this is stuff, again, that most people know, but some people don't. And if you're one of those people who don't, I hope this helped you to improve your bass playing or improve your tone. And please hit that like button. Comment, please share. Also, visit JermaineMorgan.net. Check out my blog. There you can sign up for my mailing list, and you can be the first one to get these videos when they come out, and other additional content as it is available. So please stay tuned for the next lesson. It's coming shortly. Take care. Peace.